G'day everyone, Lucas here from the Aussie Gamers Experience, and today we'll be doing an unboxing and a bit of a review of the brand new Xbox wireless headset. Let's get started. Okay, so we have this right here. Now, this is normally the part of the video where I would say I was given these as, from Xbox as a review, blah, blah, blah. But that's not true. I bought these with my own hard-earned cash. Not that that makes any difference with my reviews, but I just thought I would point this out that I purchased this with my own money. So there's definitely 100% no reason to give any false claims or anything like that. You'll be getting my honest opinion, as you always do when I do reviews of products. Alright, so let's crack it open and have a look at what's inside. So I have been using these for about a week, so I know a little bit about them now. Let's open it up and I will show you what it's like inside. There we go. Pretty simple packaging, and there's not much else in there other than that. So let's get the headphones out and we'll put them aside. This part just lifts out, and inside we have an instruction manual. Well, no, it's not even really an instruction manual. This one here is just a product and regulatory guide with your warranty agreement and stuff like that. This little piece of paper is obviously a page that they forgot to print in that, so they added an extra little sleeve there. And this is your instruction manual, which is, I don't think there's any even words, it's all just pictures. How does this thing fold up? No, that's wrong. Okay, and on top of all the paperwork, there is this cable here. It's a USB Type A to USB Type C cable, which is for charging. That's all it is, and that's as long as it is. What do they call it? Is it 10 inch or something? Oh, yeah, 13 inch? I don't know. It's that big. Oh yeah, if I do refer to how much this costs, I just want everybody to know that this is an Australian YouTube channel. I will be referring to everything in Australian dollars. So don't be down in the comment section correcting me saying that's not how much it costs, because this isn't US dollars, this isn't Canadian dollars, this isn't rubles, whatever. This is Australian dollars. Simple as that. Okay, now this headphone is in the market at the moment in Australia for $149.95 Australian, and that is, I guess, the going rate thereabouts for these kind of wireless entry-level headphones. I know the PlayStation wireless headphones are a similar price, and they're similar in design as well, but these ones have an extra little killer thing to them, and I think when we get to it, you guys will be impressed as well. Alright, so the first thing I want to go through is a little bit of how it all works and what the buttons are that you've got. This thing here is your little microphone dongle. It's not very big, which means it's not very intrusive, but it does have a light on the microphone to tell you when it's activated, but I can't see it. It is way out of my sight line. It sits down here. I'll throw them on. It sits all the way up here, and my eye can't see that. I cannot see that. If I move it around, I guess I can slightly get it into my peripheral vision, but really, I can't see whether or not that light is on or off. So it's kind of pointless. All right, so now on the back of the, what is that, the left ear cup, we have a green button here. That one is your power on and power off and pairing button, which I guess makes it a little bit easier for manufacturing and for the design of it, having these functions built into the same button, but it can be a little bit annoying, which I'll get into a little bit more. There is also a button on the back of this section here, which kind of looks like it would be removable. Can you see what I'm talking about here? This section looks removable. It's not. That's in there. And that's your mute button for the microphone. So you can hit mute and obviously mute your headphones. That's all that is. As for volume, you've got your main volume on here. This turns around and that does your volume. And on the other side, we have your game versus chat mixture. Now, from my experience with this, that's not compatible with PC. I've only used this on PC, but that will be something that you'll be using on your Xbox. So if you're in a party chat, you can adjust bias towards wanting to hear the game audio or the chat audio. Okay, next I want to talk about a problem that I have with these headphones that is annoying, but it's not game breaking, so to speak. And that's turning the power on. Now, this green button here is my power button. But still, after using this almost daily for a week, I don't actually know what the proper way to turn these on are. Because if I press it once, you'll see the light flicker. See it flick? But nothing happens. And if I press it again, it flicks and nothing happens. So then you might be thinking, well, Luke, you've got to press and hold the button. Well, no, because that puts it into pairing. And that's when I think there's a light that starts flickering on the back that will then start like pairing mode. But then if you press it twice, and I think you'll hear the sound, nothing. I'll press it twice again. Nothing. Once. I pressed it once and it turned on. It's now on and connected. So was it pressing it once? I did that, didn't I? And it just flickered. And nothing turned on. I pressed it twice and nothing happened. I pressed it twice again, nothing happened. But then I pressed it once and it turned on. Every single time I've gone to use these headphones, I've gone through that whole thing going, what am I supposed to do? How does that work? You know what? Let's have another look. I did look at the instructions. Let's have another look now and see if it makes sense. That's what it tells you. It says that's the power button. That's it. That's the instructions on how to turn it on. It's confusing to me. I can turn it on and I eventually work it out, but I'd like to know the proper way to turn these things on. If someone out there watching wants to put a comment down below, if you know the actual way to turn these on other than guesswork, please let me know. You could be a jerk about it if you like, I don't mind. But while you're there and while we're at it, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. That'd be fantastic. Okay, now next thing, turning it off is actually quite easy. It's just one press. Let me show you. There's a light on the back. I'll press this one button once and it's off. Easy. That turns off really easy. And to show you that it wasn't just me mucking around, I'll press it again once and it just turned on. I don't know. I'm confused. I don't know how it works, but it does. All right, next, let's talk about the battery life. They claim 15 hours. That's give or take pretty much fairly accurate. I got through about 3 and a bit nights of using this, and the battery was saying that it was low, so I charged it. I didn't actually get it and run it to completely dead and flat because I didn't want to be left without being able to use them. But that was pretty reasonable. If I can use these every night for a good session of gaming, 3-4 hours, and get about 3 nights out of it, I'm pretty happy because I know that general use, I'm probably going to get about a week out of these because I'm not going to play every single night for 3 or 4 hours. Some people do. You're going to get about 15 hours of use out of them. Pretty reasonable claim there. Another really simple thing, I have mentioned this about some other headphones that I have reviewed in the past. But these massive letters R, L. Amazing. Simple thing like that makes it super easy to realize which way your headphones go on. Not such a big deal with these ones because it's obvious that points forward, so you know that's your left ear cup. But sometimes it's not as obvious as that, and those massive letters on the middle of the ear cups is very appreciated. Well, I don't know how obvious that was. I don't know if it came through on the mic. So what I'll do is I'll set this up right on the mic. Really interesting thing is the Xbox sounds that it makes when you turn it on. So if you've got an Xbox and you've turned them on before, you know these sounds. But if I switch it off, you have that sound. And switching it back on, if it goes first time, turn on, come on. Yeah, I think that's all the sound it's going to make. But yeah, so it makes those sounds when you turn it on, which is pretty cool. It's a nice little audio cue to let you know that what it's doing and you know what it's up to. But it also is a neat touch that they've used the same sound effects that you get when you turn on your Xbox, etc. All right, now I am ready to tell you about one of the most amazing features about these headphones. And this is something that I miss from an old pair of headphones that I used to own, which were about $450 headphones. And this is a feature that I haven't had since those headphones. And since then, I have refused to spend $450 headphones. But this feature is on this. So, headphones are on. It's now connected to my PC because that's what I'm using them on. Also, I can pair these to my phone using Bluetooth. But the killer app is that it does it simultaneously. So at the very same time, I can be playing PC games with the audio running through here, chatting through Discord, no dramas. A phone call comes through, I mute Discord, I answer the phone on my phone, leave the headphones on, take the call using these headphones at the same time without the need to do absolutely anything because it's simultaneously connected to the phone and the computer or your Xbox for that matter. Substitute the PC for your Xbox. You connect to the Xbox and your phone, PC and your phone together, and they are paired. You might want to listen to some music. You might have Spotify or Apple iTunes or something like that on your phone. You can listen to music through your headphones coming from your phone at the same time as playing games on your Xbox or your PC. Amazing. I think that is a fantastic addition, and that is something that I have only ever seen on higher end headphones. But these ones at $150 Australian dollars have that feature, and I'm bloody impressed. All right, now, so for audio quality, now I'm not going to do the whole, you know, headphones up to the microphone and show you the sound because that's just not going to be indicative of the sound. You're going to need to take my advice here. Now, the audio that come out of these things, they are Dolby Atmos compatible, and the audio is pretty damn good. Now, these aren't going to blow away your top-end Sennheisers or you know your top-tier audio headphones. But for the price point that these things come in at, the audio, I would say, is above average. I think he's actually up in the upper end. I'm actually pretty happy with them. Now, I used to use the Astro A10s, which I thought were good. These blow the audio of the A10s out of the water. These things sound amazing. So I'm pretty happy with them audio-wise. That's my opinion of it. Now, when it comes to the microphone, now the microphone's a little bit different. Now, I haven't actually gone back and had a listen to what the A10s sound like. I have listened to recordings of these ones, and what I have to say about that is that it's not an amazing quality microphone, but it's not terrible either. So I guess that I can give you an example. It is now connected to So what I'll actually do, if this works, is I will switch across to these headphones. Okay, so I should now be coming through the microphone on the Xbox wireless headphones. So this is what the audio sounds like. And look, I'll move this away. It's probably obvious that that is no longer coming through that microphone, but I just thought I'd move that out of the way anyway. But this is what the audio sounds like from the microphone. Now, make up your own mind. If you've got, if you think it's good, let us know in the comment section down below. If you think it's absolutely woeful, also let us know in the comment section down below. Now, what I also want to do is I should be able to switch across to the A10s as well. And we'll see how they go. One second, let me grab those. Okay, I should be now coming through the A10 microphone. So there is the difference there. Now I might be able to switch backwards and forwards from these ones. Let's have a look. So let's get this microphone handy here, and we're now switched across to the Xbox wireless headphones. So this is what the audio sounds like on there. And the A10s sound like this. So you make up your mind. Give us a comment in the comment section down below as to what you think with the difference between these headphones. All right, now I should successfully be back on this microphone now. So also what I want to do is show you the software that you use with these headphones and the different settings you've got with it, because it's not just the headphones. There is a little bit of tweaking and some settings that can be played with as well. So let's go across to my desktop, and here is the Xbox Accessories app, which is a free app that you just download from the Microsoft Store. I presume there is one for Mac. Actually, I don't even know if this is compatible with Mac. You'll have to look that up because I don't have a Mac. All right, so we've got them here, and if you've got a controller connected, it also pops up there as well. So we can go into configure, and we've got equalizer, which has a few different settings. So you can go to game, heavy bass, movie. Movie is the one that I settled on. I thought sounded the best, which is cool. And there's a bass boost on there as well. You can manually adjust these if you wish. If you're a bit of an audiophile and you know what you're doing, you can go ahead and do that, and you can have a customized equalizer experience there. I'm just going to leave it on one of those preset ones because I'm not that fantastic with it. There is an auto mute feature. If you've ever used microphones or a program or something that would initiate what's called a noise gate, then that's what the auto mute is. It essentially, if it doesn't hear any sound, it will actually mute the microphone. And then once you start talking, it unmutes it, something like that. You can change the severity of it. So if you have it on low, slightest sounds will unmute it. Whereas if you want it on high, then most audio will be muted unless it actually hears sort of like a booming voice come through. I leave that off. I have another program on my computer that controls my noise gate, so I don't need it. But yeah, you can use it as well. The mute light, this is the light that is on the end of the microphone. I feel like it does nothing. I'll just switch back to the full screen here, and look, you tell me if you notice any different. That's on low. I'm gonna flick it to high. Oh, okay, yeah, no, all right, it does make a difference. That's the first time I actually noticed it myself. And if I flick it back to low, okay, all right, there is a difference there. However, having it on high or having it on low, I still can't see it in my peripheral vision when I'm wearing the headphones. So, you know, I just leave it on low. That's the reason I have it on low, because it's kind of pointless and it's just going to chew battery for no reason. All right, back over here, mic monitoring. Now, mic monitoring, if you aren't aware, is the headphones will send, if you have mic monitoring on, will send your own voice back through the headphones to give you a bit of a, it sort of alleviates that muffled feel when you talk. Makes it a little bit easier to talk with your ears muffled, because it can be uncomfortable. But one of the biggest things for it is that it can stop you from shouting into the microphone. If you've ever spoken to somebody who was wearing headphones or earmuffs, they tend to shout because they can't hear the volume of their own voice. That's what that's for. However, I have had issue with it, mainly because the headphones have just turned off out of inactivity. But the main issue that I've had is that I can't actually hear my own voice coming through. I don't think it has much of a mic monitoring system in there. And as you can see, I've got it on high and I don't hear it very well. It still feels muffled. So the mic monitoring is very subtle, even on the highest setting. So that's something to take into consideration. Now, there is also, just a quick mention as well. The first time I connected these, it prompted me to do an update. It does an over-the-air update just through like wirelessly. It's not something you have to plug in, but there is sort of hardware updates as well. We can go in here as well. You can see the battery level. Unfortunately, on PC, if you go into your game overlay, it doesn't show the battery life of this thing, whereas it does with your controller. But for some reason, not with these. I would assume that on the Xbox itself, it should hopefully bring your battery power up on the Xbox. Once again, I don't have an Xbox. I haven't tested it on that. But you have to go into this app here to see the battery level, which is at medium currently, and it tells us what the firmware is. And there is an update apparently. We'll I think we'll worry about that later. It says no update available, but then I click on that, ready to update. I'm curious what will happen if I say update now. It applied an update that apparently was not there. No updates needed. We knew that. Alright, so that is pretty much everything that the Xbox Accessories app does. So let's move on. Alright, there is a couple other things that I wanted to mention in closing as well. The headphones are adjustable. And I don't know if this is a feature or like an intended feature or an unintentional one. When you adjust it and put it on your head, you can't adjust that anymore. That does not move. So I don't know if it's just the friction of it being bent open stops it from moving, because when it's on your head, I can't adjust that at all, which is a good thing, because you don't really want it to move around while it's on your head and adjust on you. No. It does make it a little bit tricky to get it right, but once you do, when it's off your head and you put it on, it's not going to adjust on you. So that's a pretty cool thing. Comfort-wise, pretty good. Make sure you get the length right here, and that way you won't get too much pressure across the top here. Now, I've only been using it for about a week, so I'm not too sure super long term, but using it like for a few hours at a time, which I have. I've had a couple of 3-4 hour stints playing with these on, and I find it quite comfortable. Range as well. Better than other wireless headphones that I have used before. You're still going to be within the confines of your home, but I have successfully gotten up and made a coffee in my kitchen, which is probably through 1, 2, 3 walls and about 10 meters away. Can also take it into my garage, which goes through internal walls as well as brick walls, and that's probably another 10, 11, 12 meters. So the range is pretty damn good. Unless you live in a mansion, you're not going to have any issues in the same room as your Xbox or PC. But if you like to go wandering like I do, I like to keep chatting with my buddies while I go and make a coffee, you should be right with that as well. I'm impressed with the range. So just quickly recapping, it's not all glitz and glamour. I don't love every aspect of it. I can't see the mic so it's kind of pointless. I never know if it's muted or not. And it doesn't have an audio tick, like a constant tick saying that your mic's muted. I think I would appreciate that, because a lot of the time, sometimes people will continually talk, not realizing they're muted. It does make a sound when you mute it, but then after the fact, there is no indication. The light turns off on the microphone when it's muted. If you can see that, that's now off. But like I said, I can't see that in my peripheral vision. I cannot see it at all. So it's kind of pointless having that light there, really. Also, the power button issue. I don't know exactly how long you need to press the button for, or how many times. Turn it on. I'm always fiddling with it, pressing it a few times, and I have tried pressing it and holding it. All that does is initiate the pairing mode. It's kind of annoying, so I'd like to know, maybe there might be a firmware update coming for that that might make it a little bit easier. Maybe just a single press for power on, single press for power off, press and hold for pairing, which is probably what it is, but it's just a little bit buggy at the moment, which is pretty annoying. As for how do they look, well, that's subjective. That's up to you. I don't mind them. I think they are pretty cool. They do stand up on the flat part like that, which is, I guess, cool. I like them. I'm pretty happy with them. I bought them with my own money, like I said at the start of the video, and I've been pretty impressed with them. And they will be my daily driver. I will be using these constantly because they're wireless, they're competent with range, they sound great, and they're nice and convenient. So there you go. I think that's about all I want to say about these headphones. Maybe I'll just add that I do recommend them for $150 Australian. They're amazing headphones for the price. I think these could have easily been $299 headphones, and people probably wouldn't have batted an eyelid. But on saying that as well, Microsoft, don't take any ideas from that, kind of like Astro did with their A10s that came out at $99 but are now $130. We appreciate the low price. Keep it there. That makes it very, very attractive to a lot of people. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and if you have gotten this far into it, I guess you liked what I had to say, or at least were intrigued. Leave a comment down below and like and subscribe if you haven't already to see more from the Aussie Gamers Experience, and of course myself. Now don't forget, we also do a fortnightly podcast, which is also a video show, a vodcast even, on YouTube as well. You can check out the other videos on this channel, including those shows, and catch us live Monday nights, 8:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, Sydney time, whatever it is. Daylight savings about to finish. But you'll also see when our show is going live on our YouTube channel. You can also check out our Discord, which will give you further updates as to what we're doing, and there's a cool community of people there as well. So thanks a lot, and until next time, I'm Lucas, and I will see ya!